Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today we are talking about OCGN once more. Now, I'm going to give a quick update onto this one with the latest news of any technical analysis and institutional buyers, but the last video is in the description below, so let's jump right into this one. So, OCGN. Covered this one extensively last time, but I'll give you a quick update. So a quick update here and why there's a lot of buzz is not mainly because of the pipeline here for research and development, but more regarding Covaxin vaccine. And the Covaxin vaccine is a little bit different than your typical AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, and Moderna vaccines. They have an 81% efficacy phase 3 interim analysis, EUA in India for development partners, and US EUA pathway in development. So the master file has been submitted for that. And what is it? It's a whole virus inactivated COVID-19 vaccine licensed from Bahara Biotech for the US market. Similar to an inactivated virus that has spikes, which is seen, for instance, such on the mRNA and adenovirus-based viruses. These spikes are still on the actual virus itself, and it basically attacks this inactivated virus in terms of making its own vaccines in a sense. So the difference here is it's inactivated by SARS-CoV-2 virus, aluminum hydroxide TLR agonists, and antigen is a whole virus including S and N proteins, compared to just S proteins in the other ones, Pfizer's, etc. In the current stage, it's EUA in India and pre-EUA discussions with the FDA. Now, the Covaxins here, multiple viral antigens, that's one of the very positive thing about it, is stability at 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, which is only found in adeno-based, not mRNA, and the efficacy seems to be B and T cell immune response to multiple protein safety and efficacy in phase 1 and phase 2 studies, still in phase 3. And so there is good news there that we'll probably be looking at. For instance, for the current developments for clinical trials is still in phase 3. The results aren't out yet based on my knowledge. And currently in the first half of 2021, you have EUA in India that's already achieved. Planned EUA filing with FDA, I believe that's already achieved. Phase 3 interim analysis results, and OCUG signs definitive agreement with Covax for Covax in the US. So I think the only one missing currently is the phase 3 in the US itself for Covaxin vaccination available in the US and established Covaxin manufacturing in the US. Now, we do still have phase 3 results nonetheless, so don't keep that mixed up. The target is to have 100 million doses year starting 2021. And again, we see that other things going on here regarding their other pipelines, but that's not a lot of the interest behind this stock, mainly the Covaxin platform. And if we were to go into different other planned timelines, they do give you a good outline all the way to 2026, but we're going to skip that today and focus just on Covaxin. And if you were to go ahead and take a look into other Covaxin's news, you will find that for some are saying that AstraZeneca is better than Covaxin's, and we're still understanding better the actual mechanics and side effects of each. Now, before moving on towards institutional buyers, if you'd like to see more contents like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave notifications on. And if you'd like to join our Discord server, you can ask me more questions. It's in the description below, and I will talk about it at the very end as well. And in terms of the institutional buyers, we're seeing that Vanguard, for instance, on the month of February, have around 560% off the company. Now, in terms of institutional buyers in general, we don't see much significant move here. It seems to be a little bit of a sit still on here. Insiders as well, nothing significant. If we're looking into the latest SEC filing, includes to raising more shares, which got approved from 200 to 295 million. And as well, one of the last things that a lot of people are talking about is a short float. Current short float is around 1490, around 20% is where you start seeing a bit of effects on squeezes, but you know, that's something that could be possible where you can squeeze a 1492. Now today it dropped 10%, which means something, that the next trading day there will be a short selling restrictions. Now, on the technical analysis point of view, we're moving on there. We're seeing on a 1 week perspective that things are looking a little bit bearish in that sense. 30 EMA is above the 10 SMA, it's in the bearish trading action zone. The MACD here is going on towards the negative, which indicates a negative reversal, not the best sign. And William Percent R shows it's a bit oversold in that sense. And what we're seeing here is just more of a sloppy, perhaps, accumulation that is happening. Now, on a 1 day perspective, we're seeing that accumulation happening as well on a closer scope. Today, it dropped around 10%. What we see here is the MACD is attempting to go towards the positive, and so is momentum. Currently, it's highly oversold and 10 SMA is above 30 EMA. What does that mean? It basically gives you multiple indications, with the ADX being below 20 is that it's trading sloppy, the MACD not a lot of movement happening, accumulation, and momentum seems to be just climbing around zero, where it just is trying to grab on a sit still level. Now on the moving average band, what we're seeing here is that the current moving average band is not doing much significance towards the price point, but in terms of where we're interested in it to be, 789 at the top, 718 in the bottom, and 646 is the moving average band width itself. Now the stochastic fast and stochastic slow, both here at the bottom, are showing you that perhaps take a quick look into where the next support is, because we might be there. And on 1877, we're going to look into Fibonacci retracements. So going all the way from the top and going all the way down to around the 19 cents. And we see that the next significant resistance here, let's start with the next support. The next support here looks to be at 454 and the 19 cents. The next significant resistances are 726, which we broke down, 945, 1165, 1477, and 1877. Now on a price line action, we're seeing that this very strong support is at 601. We haven't really hit it today, but below there we're looking at 530, and below there we start dropping fast to 341. Significant resistances on this level, we're seeing a very strong one at 632, just around there, and then another one at 697, another one at 773, 804, and then going up to 883, and then going up to 968, and from there on you're looking into 1080, and then from 1080, 1157, and 1349. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think about this stock? Well, OCGN, I honestly haven't thought about much of this move itself. The Covaxin thing has definitely raised the price point multiple times. You're talking from 20 cents all the way to something almost 19 bucks. Crazy. But in terms of the entire pharmaceutical model itself, we still don't know a lot of things. For instance, well, first off, is Covaxin going to be accepted in the US? Let's say, okay, it would. How much of that money would go on towards OCGN? Because remember, it's Bharat Biotech's technology, right? It's Bharat Biotech's vaccine. Now, there is talks that they're testing with GSK in the US, etc. That's all bullish, but how much of that money is going to be split? And what is the actual response back to OCGN? And how is that going to affect the long term? Are we just trading? Are we just playing the hype? Or are we going for long-term investments? And I think for long-term investments, even let's say 5, 6, 7 years from now, if this actually does succeed, yes, it will pave the way, but it's not a big name. Well, it has a name for itself afterwards and still does right now, but there's a lot of uncertainties, and that's why the price isn't stable. It needs accumulation. It's currently going through that accumulation, but it's a very sensitive spot around the 601. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. Have a wonderful day. Now, if you made it this far into the video, I do recommend that you go ahead and join our Discord server. There's a lot of amazing folks in here. We do a lot of discussions here into the trading floor throughout the day. A lot of people are in there, and we do ask questions. You can ask me any question you would like on there. We do post research and DDs, and we hold weekly chat sessions. And we also do have a lounge in there. So make sure to actually join that and join the fun there. Have a wonderful day and a good one.